So today I want to check out an app called Wander. This is the home environment for that app. It's not actually where you start when you open the app. It actually sends you to some random place. But I thought this would look nicer to start with. I actually set it up so it kind of looks like I'm sitting in this virtual chair. I am actually sitting in real life, so it does kind of line up really nice. What you do have is the ability to kind of teleport wherever you want. What's kind of neat is that these pictures, well, some of these pictures, actually represent places that I've visited within the app. I don't know how it gets set up this way. To be honest, I just recently found this home environment. I spent most of the time just looking around and just going to random places and exploring the app. Didn't even know that it had this kind of environment. It's kind of nice. What this app does is it uses Google Street View to allow you to visit places and actually see them in a 360-degree type of environment. So not only can you rotate using the controllers like I'm doing now, but you can actually just turn your head and see the environment as if you're there. Now, because it's Google Street View, they're just still images, but you can still visit places and see these images, and a lot of them are pretty clear. It also has an option where you can see the same area but at different times. So let's say that the whatever they use to take the pictures, if they went multiple years, you can actually go and see them. You don't just have just the recent or the most recent one available. If there are other years available, you can actually go and see that. So you can see how it's changed over time. Now, what I've been doing pretty much since I got this headset has been actually playing around with this app. I bought it with Resident Evil, and it came also with Beat Saber, and then there was a holiday deal and I purchased several games. I have not touched any of those games. I have not actually played any real game because I've been spending so much time pretty much exploring just this app. Now, what can you do with this app? Well, let's take that out here. If you exit the home and go straight into one of these views, it'll take you to some random place. And this is what it would look like. Now, according to this, we are in Switzerland. You can save different places. So you can, on your left controller, if you look at your controller, it shows you like a mini map and it gives you options, and you can put it into your favorites. If there are different dates available, you can see that here. There's no other dates available. You can put ambient sound, city, nature, indoors, just so you have some kind of sound in the background. I'll put nature for now. I don't think it actually is very loud. Now, I have saved a few things to show you. So, the first thing I did, or when I learned about this app, I immediately wanted to go to all these different places, but as soon as I actually did get the app, first thing I did, which a lot of you will probably do, is go visit your old neighborhood. And this was my old neighborhood. This is Bushwick in Brooklyn, New York. And this is, let's see here. This is currently October of 2022. Let's see what the same area looked like in September of 2011. Big difference. Main difference, no building. This area, they have been developing over time. Won't get into the politics of that. But you can see what your old neighborhood might look like, or what it might look like now. This is actually what it looked like the same year that I left. Now, depending on your situation, this may be nostalgic, this may be something pleasant, or it might actually be the opposite. I got a mixture of both. This is the place where I lived the first 36 years of my life. I'm 40 now. But when I moved, it wasn't completely pleasant. But a lot of you will probably do that. You'll want to see where you used to live if you've moved, what it looks like if you maybe moved further away and you haven't been able to visit. You can now just kind of see it however you'd like. Now let's bring this menu back and see another area from my childhood or from my past. And this would be Luna Park in Coney Island. Now they only have 2 dates here. This is actually from 2016, which I believe it's changed a bit since then. And this is from 2012. For some reason there's another date here now. It's 2019. Let's see. Ooh. That is really disorienting. Oh, okay. So this is actually done from somebody's personal camera, I guess. And it's kind of at an angle. I don't think you'll see that on the flat screen, but this is... Yeah, let me get out of here. This is disorienting. But you can visit these places, these areas. Now, if you want to move around, assuming you have the ability, because some of these areas you're going to find it's just a stationary point, whereas when you see these arrows, that means that there is a path that you can actually follow. If I bring back the map here, let's zoom in. So we can actually walk, if we wanted to, throughout this entire path within the park. Or I can just teleport to different areas. Like here. Now, as you see, it is a fixed image. There's no movement. And I'm assuming their policy is that they have to blur out people's faces. So you're not going to be able to see that. Not that it's important. But you can visit these places. Now let's say you didn't want to visit Coney Island. You wanted to visit someplace more natural. Well, you can come to this place, which is, I believe, Horseshoe Bend, and it's part of the Colorado River. I've never been to Colorado, so I have no idea what this is, but I get to see it. Or maybe I want to go visit the White House. Not sure, but I think this is the Oval Office. I could be wrong. And you can actually move around in here. by just clicking that arrow. Or you can move using this here. And you can actually visit an entirely new place without ever leaving your house. Let's say I wanted to go to Times Square, which, if I'm being honest, being from New York, I really don't want to be in Times Square. But that's just me. Maybe you want to see what it's all about. Maybe you've never been here. You can get a glimpse, at least. Maybe you want to come and visit, but you want to see what it's like before you actually get here. Well, this is what you can see. Or maybe you want to take a tour of the Museum of Natural History, which is by Central Park. This place I've visited many times. And you can move around, see the exhibits. And many different museums all around the world have actually, or someone has actually gone to and done this and recorded this so that you can actually visit them. Some of these images are better than others. I've seen a few where they can be very blurry. Excuse me. They can be very blurry, or the image is just very old. You could tell that the camera that was used doesn't have a very high resolution, or maybe it's just an outdated image. But you can tour most of the museum, I will say, at least with this one. There are areas that apparently whoever recorded this, they didn't actually physically go to, so you can't physically see it, at least up close. But you could see most of it. Or maybe you want to go see Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, which I've never been to. And that has gotta be the creepiest thing I've ever seen. That would be Nicolas Cage. And he is just... yeah. We're gonna look away from that for now. I think that's RuPaul. That would be Johnny Depp. So yeah, you can visit all kinds of different places. Maybe you want to go visit Venice. Now, sometimes it takes a few seconds for the image to completely load. So at first it'll seem extremely blurry, but then it slowly loads in. This was in 2020. Let's see what 2013 looks like. Not sure if you can move around on this one. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Doesn't seem to let you. Well, maybe it does. Just moves kind of slow. Lots of different places you can go. I just saved a few just to kind of give an idea. Maybe I want to go. Right now it's January. I think at the what time is it right now? It's 2:39 in the morning. I believe it's like 26 degrees outside. Maybe I want to visit some place that looks sunny, warm, and tropical, like the Maldives. Again, some of these images, it takes a while for them to load in. So it starts out kind of blurry, but eventually it loads in. This is amazing. I would love to have a vacation here. Maybe you want to go to Petra. Or Machu Picchu. Now, these are just examples of places you can go. Pretty much anywhere. Maybe you want to go see the Sphinx. Maybe you want to go to India and see, I'm assuming it's a temple of some kind. Maybe you want to see the New Orleans Museum of Art. Another good thing I've noticed about this is when you actually come to some of these museums, there's no one here. It's as if you have the museum all to yourself, which, in my opinion, would be the best way to actually experience it, at least for me. And in some of these, you can get very close and see the exhibits. Let's kind of back out of there. Alright. Let's say you don't really have anything in mind and you just want to start exploring. This would be your entire map. And then wherever you want to go. Maybe I want to go to Spain. Maybe I want to check out... No, that's Portugal. Maybe I want to check out Valencia. And zoom in. What do we got here? Another thing I noticed. Whenever you see a cluster of blue like this, it usually means it's something that you can explore in more depth, and it's not just streets. It might be the inside of a building, or maybe a garden, or some place where it has a lot of areas that you can see, as opposed to just a random street. Let's see what this is. This is, oh, okay. It's a nighttime image. Interesting. Let's see what else we have here that we can see. You can just go to any of these streets if that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to look at. I tend to want to look at more specific things. Kind of look for those clusters of lines. Now, these individual dots represent spaces that you're kind of fixed in, so you can't really move from there. I think if you try to move, it just throws you to the next dot if there's one nearby. And I think this is really just people submit it. So if they have a 360 camera, and they went on vacation, they took an image, they kind of submit it, and if it gets accepted, you get to see it. So let's see what this does. Okay. Is this somebody's apartment? Or maybe somebody's office. Looks like an office. Now, how far can I go? So it does seem to be moving from this dot to this dot. So there's that. Now if I was to just go to the street view, this is where I would be. And even this is impressive. I mean, if you live here, you probably don't care because you see this every day, but this is not something I've seen before. And if you press the B button, it minimizes and then brings the map back into view. Then you use the little joystick here to move around. If you use this joystick, you can zoom in and out. You can also pull the trigger on the map and just pull it Now, if you point and then just pull the trigger once, it'll take you to wherever you were pointing at. Like this cute little area. What's this over here? Looks like a garden. Those oranges? Or peaches? Or I might be completely wrong on both of those. Don't know what they are. Can't quite tell. That's basically what you can do with this app. You can pretty much go anywhere that's blue. As you can see here, anything that's been highlighted in blue, that would represent the street view that you can actually go to. Where am I now? How did I get to Mexico? Was I just in Spain? And it's not just street view. You can actually go into buildings if someone has actually mapped it out, as we saw earlier. But you have pretty much all of this, everything that's blue, to explore. You can spend hours on just one little area and just look at all these little different things that maybe you've never seen before. I have actually an entire area here of just things that I've saved for later, with individual folders, which you can do. You can save it. Museums, zoos, that's kind of my thing right now. And then they have this little function here, so you can search here. You can go back to the map and you can search if you like. Let's go to, let's see if we can get the Statue of Liberty. Statue of Unity, what's that? I don't know. Statue of, there we go. You don't actually have to write the whole thing. And let's move over here. And there we are. So we're actually in a spot that no one else can get to because there's a fence, it looks like. It's a park ranger. City park ranger, I think. That would be the Freedom Tower. Can't make out anything else from here. There's the Statue of Liberty. Now, do we have a timeline? No, we only have one. Now, as I said, you can go into the search and put in stuff if you'd like, but they also have this option, which I just recently found. So when you click that, it's just all kinds of stuff that you could see. Each one of these, when you open it up, has even more stuff inside. Let's try International Space Station. And apparently we are inside the space station. And we're staring at the Earth. And I don't know if it's because it's kind of late, or if because I'm still kind of new to this, But this is kind of disorienting. As soon as I look over there, like my stomach kind of gets a little bit queasy, which is something I've noticed that they don't really talk about too much. If you're not careful, and if you're prone to motion sickness, you will get a little bit queasy or nauseated under certain conditions. But apparently this is the space station. And this is both cool and and also giving me a lot of anxiety, because this is just a wreck. This is horrible. Like, this is a mess. But this is the things that you can kind of see. Let's see what else is there to discover. Shopping malls. No, I don't care for shopping malls. Parks and wildlife. Let's see this. Oh, can't get to that one. Okay. Let's let this load in for a second. Huh. Let's try this here. Oh, wow. So you could even go underwater and visit these places. And now we're back to the little home environment. So that's Wander. And again, it seems to kind of put little pictures every time you visit new places, which I think is kind of neat. For some reason, nothing's loaded in there yet. Maybe I haven't checked enough places yet. But that is the app Wander on, and this is the Quest 2. Probably something that I'm going to use far more than any game that's available. Now, if you liked this video, if you thought this was useful, do the whole thing, like, subscribe. If you want to see more, or if you just want to leave a comment, do so. I would appreciate it. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.